let's talk about you quitting your 9 to 5 job. The first thing you got to do is not quit your job. Face it, you can't do it. Stop right there. Don't even try. Trying's not good. No, in all honesty, let's talk about it, all right? Let's talk about your 9 to 5 job. See, I have a philosophy. My philosophy is very binary when it comes to this type of thinking. I believe entrepreneurship cannot be trained. Either you have the risk tolerance for doing things on yourself and you're willing to fucking fail and fail many times, or you are more or less an entrepreneur, somebody who is second, third, fourth in command. And both of them need each other. It's not one or the other that's good or bad. But I really, really don't believe that if you've never in your life shown that you have entrepreneurial, natural, I want to say talent, but traits, characteristic traits, whether you're a risk taker, whether you're like ambitious, whether you're like half crazy, to be fucking honest, I don't see people being trained in that. That's it. But let's go to the 9 to 5 thing. Let's say you are in that camp. You're in the camp that you are the crazy one. You like taking risks. You like falling off a cliff, building your wings while you're falling down on the cliff. What can you do? Most people will tell you quit your fucking job right away. I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Quit your job. What? You crazy? You're gonna quit your job right away? Come on. Let's be real over here. Let's lay the foundation, guys. Let's lay the foundation. You need cash flow. You quit your job. Where's the cash flow coming from? Hello? Cash flow. Cash flow? I need some cash flow. There's no cash flow. So first you got to do is you got to figure out your cash flow. What does your job offer you? You seem to leaps at the best. The two greatest addiction is the salary and heroin. So with your 9 to 5 job, what do you got? You got a steady salary, hopefully. You got a steady salary. What does this salary give you? Well, pays for your overhead, which is, let's talk about the two most important things. Roof over your head, food on the table. Those are the most important thing. Or everything else is secondary. It doesn't matter. Maslow hiker needs food, shelter, end of story. Okay. So your salary is the reason that you are here today and you have a roof over your head and you have food on the table. And so you're on the internet, you're on Google, quit my job, gonna start a fucking business. And they're gonna tell you, you gotta hustle right away, you gotta quit. No. You gotta first figure out your overhead. You gotta really, really dial in what is your overhead, meaning what's your burn rate on a month-to-month basis. Figure out what's your mortgage, what's your rent, what's your food, what's your entertainment, whatever. You gotta figure it out. And then kind of decrease that as much as possible. So you can't really decrease rent. Maybe you got parents. Maybe you're lucky. Move back with your parents or whatever. You got to figure out, man. I'm not here to tell you to figure out. You got to fucking figure out. Bottom line, you got to figure out how to reduce your burn rate. That's really important. Number two is, let's say, like I said, you're in the camp of the entrepreneur camp. You're that crazy motherfucker, right? It's not just simply quitting. That's not how it works. I'm a firm believer is there's two things you got to do. One, you figure out, okay, I'm the crazy person. I'm willing to take risks. I'm willing to fail multiple times. Then the second thing that you got to talk about is, okay, what am I going to do? There's many options when quitting a job. Am I becoming a consultant? Am I starting a venture business? Am I starting an e-commerce business? Am I starting a physical bricks and mortar business? In this case, probably not because of COVID. So you have to figure out which vertical are you focusing on. I don't recommend, at least for the 99.999% of people that start with venture, they won't start with venture. They have no experience. And so you kind of filter out what you want to focus on. I've always said affiliate marketing because, hey, it costs you nothing and you can make cash on the side. I'll make a whole different video for that. But let's say you figure something out. We'll make an example, a Shopify store, e-commerce store. You find some cool fucking things you want to sell. Let's see. Do we have anything here? Here we go. Look, I just picked this up. Say you want to start selling CBD products for pets right here. This is a free shout out to this company. My dog loves this. Anxiety and pain. The company's called Apa. What the heck? Apa to carry pets from nose to tail. Right there we go. Free shout out. Check them out. They're great. My dog loves them. Okay. So let's say you're getting the CBD business online for cats and dogs and animals. You're not just gonna quit your job. You got to figure, okay, how do I start this business? Am I going to start formulating right away? Probably not. That's fucking foolish. Well, you got to make a list then. One is where can I white label this? What's the minimum cost for me getting this products? Where are the customers located? Like, you got to make a fucking plan before you quit your job. See, I'd rather spend 3 years in a job that you don't like. Bear with me here. I'd rather spend 3 years in a job you don't like and build up your plan. Build up experience. Gary Vee talks about this. Build up your plan, build up your experience, hustling on the side, as opposed to just quitting, not having any cash flow, and then stressing the fuck. I mean, like, you're stressed like crazy. And so you gotta plan, man. And you gotta really face the reality. You will fucking fail statistically. That's it. Like, if you're serious about this, you're gonna fucking fail. If you're the small percentage that succeeds, congrats, man. That's fucking sick, man. All the power to you. But statistically, you will fucking fail. And so you have to bite the bullet on that. You have to accept the fact you will fail. And going back to this, okay, so it's the CBD company over here. You got to plan it out. You go, okay, what's my competition over here? What are the margins on these CBD products? Do I have any talent or experience doing this? Okay. And you do research. You do SWOT analysis on your competitor. You spend time. You ruminate in the industry, right? You figure out, you get to know everything about this industry. Not just the CBD industry, but the pet industry, the e-commerce industry, how Shopify works, how SEO works. You got to understand. You don't just jump into it. You have time, right? What are you working? 9 to 5, especially now with COVID, everyone's remote. So everyone's like, the times are chaotic. But let's say you're putting 8 hours in on your job, right? So 8 hours. And let's say you have a family, so that's another 4 hours, right? Let's say 2-3 hours. I mean, we'll give it more. We'll give it 6 hours. We'll give it 1 hour in the morning, and we'll give it 5 hours after like 4 or 5 o'clock. Brings you to like 10 o'clock, 9 to 10 o'clock. 9 to 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock, yeah, you're cutting down sleep. But hey, that's a sacrifice you got to make. Maybe you're not getting 8 hours of sleep, but you're getting 6 hours of sleep, so you're sacrificing 2 hours of sleep. You do your research. You got a couple of hours. You got 3 hours to 4 hours to do your research and figure out what you want to do. Let's fast forward a bit, okay? You've done your research. You figured out, okay, there's opportunity. You figured out a niche. You figured out, okay, I see that, I don't know, there's an opportunity for this type of CBD for these types of dogs that people aren't marketing to. And I figured out the margins, and I've located a supplier, and I made my brand, and I figured out I can white label it. And I figured out that I don't need to really spend that much money for a minimal product. I might be able to do drop shipping with that company, yada, yada, yada. The next step, what you need to do is you need to figure out how you can start then slowly launching that type of business while you're still working. You don't quit then. Remember, cash flow is king. You always got to be focusing on your cash flow. And so you keep everything on a hybrid model. While you work 9 to 5, you work on your side project. And this is just one example of e-commerce. It could be consulting, where you start building up a consulting business. It could be anything. I'm just giving you an example. I'm not going to tell you how to fucking, I'm not going to hold your hand and tell you how to do it, but I'm just telling you the general notion, the general idea. Let's go back. You got to be crazy. You got to understand that you will fail, and you got to understand that cash flow is king. You're just quitting your job is no good. And so B is in conjunction with your business, in conjunction with your job, your 9 to 5 job, you got to be time, guys. Like the moral of this video here, it came to me. The moral of this video is time is the most precious commodity. That's it. Time is the most precious commodity. And yes, you can squeeze in time while you're working 9 to 5. And the whole goal is, while you have cash flow that's giving you the house over your head or the roof over your head and food on the table, this gives you the opportunity to work on your side gig. And you can pick whatever you want for your side gig, as long as it aligns in something that A, you obviously like, and B, you see financial opportunities, right? At the end of the day, it's a market. There has to be market demand for what you want to sell. And then eventually, once your side gig gives you the opportunity to pay you, it doesn't have to be 100% equivalent, but pay you enough to provide the roof over your head and food on the table, then you can quit your 9 to 5 job. And guess what? You have a new job. It's called a 24/7 hour job, because now you're your own boss and everything's on you. Peace.